Imagine standing in front of a wall so high that everyone tells you it can never be climbed. Your family doubts you. Your friends move ahead. Every failure whispers, "You're not enough." But here's the truth. Every great person in history once stood in front of a wall that looked impossible. The difference was never talent. It was the decision to take one more step when everyone else stopped. This is the story of a young dreamer who refused to let limits decide his future. He grew up in a small town where people believed dreams had an expiration date. Every morning he watched successful people on a tiny phone screen and wondered why greatness always seemed to belong to someone else. He wanted more from life, but every time he tried, something went wrong. His first project failed. The second failed even faster. The third was ignored by everyone. People laughed and said, "Maybe success isn't meant for you." Those words hurt more than failure itself. Slowly, he started believing them. One evening, after another disappointing day, he sat alone under the open sky. He looked at the stars and realized something powerful. The stars never asked for permission to shine. They simply did. In that moment, he understood that limits are often created by fear, not by reality. The biggest prison is the one built inside the mind. If he wanted a different life, he first had to become a different person. The next morning, everything changed. He didn't suddenly become stronger or smarter. He simply made one promise to himself. "I will improve by just 1%. Every single day." It sounded too small to matter. But small actions repeated every day become unstoppable. While others waited for motivation, he built discipline. While others searched for shortcuts, he mastered consistency. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Progress was slow, almost invisible. There were mornings when he wanted to quit. There were nights when failure returned with the same painful voice. But every time he felt like stopping, he remembered one sentence. The person who wins is usually the person who refuses to leave the game. So he kept moving. People began noticing small changes. His confidence grew. His skills improved. His mindset became stronger. Yet success still didn't arrive overnight. Another failure appeared. Then another. Instead of seeing them as proof that he couldn't succeed, he started treating them as teachers. Every mistake gave him a lesson. Every setback made him wiser. Slowly, failure stopped being his enemy and became his greatest coach. One day he heard a story about an eagle. When storms arrive, most birds fly away. But the eagle does something different. It spreads its wings and uses the powerful winds to rise even higher. The same storm that forces other birds down lifts the eagle above the clouds. He realized that life works the same way. Problems don't destroy everyone. They reveal who is willing to rise. From that day on, he welcomed challenges. Difficult moments became opportunities to grow stronger. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" he asked, "What is this trying to teach me?" That single change in perspective transformed everything. His confidence no longer depended on winning. It depended on growing. Years passed, and the young dreamer became someone people admired. They called him lucky. They said he had natural talent. They only saw the victory, never the thousands of quiet moments when he chose discipline over excuses, courage over comfort, and action over fear. They didn't see the mornings he woke up tired but continued anyway. They didn't see the nights he practiced while everyone else slept. One day, a little boy asked him, "What's the secret to success?" He smiled and replied, "There is no secret. Every time life told me to stop, I took one more step. Every time fear said you can't, I answered with action. Every limit I broke first existed inside my own mind." Think about your own life. What dream have you buried because someone told you it was impossible? What goal have you delayed because you were waiting for the perfect moment? The truth is, the perfect moment doesn't exist. The future belongs to those who begin before they feel ready. Remember, mountains are climbed one step at a time. Oceans are crossed one wave at a time. Great lives are built one decision at a time. Every champion, every inventor, every leader once stood exactly where you are now, uncertain, afraid, and full of doubts. What separated them from everyone else was not talent. It was persistence. So today, stop measuring yourself against other people. Measure yourself against the person you were yesterday. Become 1% better. Learn one new lesson. Build one good habit. Take one brave action. Those tiny victories will eventually create an extraordinary life. The world doesn't reward those who wait. It rewards those who move. Your limits are not fixed. They are challenges waiting to be broken. Every excuse you leave behind becomes another step toward the future you deserve. So, when life becomes difficult, remember the eagle rising above the storm. Remember the stars shining in darkness. Remember that walls are climbed by people who refuse to stop. And most importantly, remember this. Your greatest competition is not another person. It is the voice inside your head telling you to quit. Defeat that voice and nothing can stop you. Break your fear. Break your excuses. Break your doubts. Break your limits. Because the moment you decide that your dreams are bigger than your fears,